These columns with pointed leaf or water leaf design were said to be trademarks of the Templar period. The word knight was also seen carved on the walls all over the place. A Templar grave and this round arched door were all main traces of the Templar period. Few controversies and legends were linked to the Templars' downfall. Its banking wealth and power caused jealousy to the King of France. Being independent, their secrecy were also resented by rulers and bishops. They were discovered to hide the Shroud of Turin from 1204 to 1351 due to the account of a Templar initiation rite in 1287 of a young Frenchman, Arnaud Sabatier, who testified it was in their secret place. They were also believed that while occupying the Temple Mount, discovered the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant and brought it back to Europe to hide for themselves, but was never discovered as they kept no records. In 1312, it was disbanded by the Pope, and in Britain, Edward II had them arrested and burned at the stake. Last account was on 1314. Again, there were no documented illustration of Denny Preceptory in their time. It also served a different purpose, like a retirement home or hospital for elderly Templars. When they were arrested there in 1308, there were only 11 members. For some time, Denny's future looked uncertain. In 1324, it was handed over to the crown, and in 1327, Edward III granted it to the new owner. Franciscan Order was founded by Saint Francis of Assisi in 1209, a man who devoted himself wholly to a life of apostolic poverty. Clad in rough garment, barefoot, and after the evangelical precept, without staff or script, he began to preach repentance. That's why Franciscans are a mendicant religious order, an order without property individually or collectively. The Franciscan Second Order comprised of women, the Poor Clares, founded by Saint Francis and Saint Clare of Assisi in 1212. It has penetrated Britain in 1293. This was part of the remaining buildings when it was acquired by Marie de St. Paul, or the Countess of Pembroke, in 1327. It was actually a church built by the Benedictines and was renovated into apartments, as this place turned into a nunnery. Marie de St. Paul, cousin of Edward II, Countess of Pembroke, and founder of Pembroke College in Cambridge University, was granted this property and built an accommodation of her own. This was her room. And this was the ballroom, the largest room that she's made. Due to the flooding in Waterbeach area where she was associated, nuns of the Poor Clares were transferred by the Countess to Denny. It has therefore accommodated the third ancient religious order of the country. In this time, a new guest hall replaced the south aisle. The east end of the church was knocked down and a new, larger church built in its place. This was also later destroyed, but modern concrete lines in the grass on the east side show where it stood. The surviving and prominent refectory, where they held their dinner gatherings, and various other buildings, now ruined, also date from the nuns' time. By the time of the Countess' death in 1377, the Abbey's buildings were on a far grander scale than ever before. If not only due to the dissolution of the monasteries starting 1536 by Henry VIII. The 26 poor Clare nuns wouldn't have needed to abandon the abbey in 1539. Since then, it was under private ownership and now a museum, and oddly never had it been used for religious purpose ever again. However small this place is, the historical facts we've learned through it was in a far grander scale.